been time for a new laptop.
Yeah, I'm like 5 years overdue on a new laptop.
This thing has seen some things.
Same laptop as from school?
Oh yeah, college days.
Shit.
Yeah, good 10 years.
No, fact.
Welcome to DeLionsDen podcast. I am your host, Hardip Singh, aka Silky Singh, aka Chef Boyardee. Got my man here, Amrit, alongside me. Another week, another episode, another week full of drama, my man.
A lot of drama.
So let's get right to it. I don't want to, dig up some old wounds or anything,
okay.
but correct me if I'm wrong, your most recent fantasy, the week that just passed, had you picking a quarterback over another? If you want to kind of get into that?
Yeah. So I'm one of those people that started a brand name over someone I knew that was going to do better. I had Lamar Jackson in my lineup the whole week. Mm-hmm. And then, sexy Baker Mayfield came out of nowhere, and I started him at the last minute. He ended up scoring 6 points, where Lamar had probably the best quarterback performance we're going to see all year long.
He runs a lot, I hear.
Yeah, but he threw a lot that game too. I missed out on that, but I squeaked out the victory.
You still won the week?
Yeah, I still won the week.
There you go.
So, I won by 4 points, but that was the most stressful fucking Monday night game ever. I was yelling and swearing and screaming at the TV every time my opponent's player touched the ball, but whatever, right?
It all worked out?
Yeah, but fuck NFL, man. Have you kept up with what's going on with Antonio Brown?
I was actually trolling with this hat here and one of this...
The Raiders!
I was subliminally trying to get you to talk about it, so...
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I'm sure you've heard about it by now. If you are football fans, you've definitely heard about it. Antonio Brown gets released by the Raiders and then almost instantly gets picked up by...
He orchestrates his release from the Raiders. This guy he mossed everybody, bro. He pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. This guy bitched and complained and moaned, got cut, ended up at the team that he wants, and signs with the Patriots. Everything looks great. And then next thing you know, some rape allegations come his way now. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Yeah.
With his little trainer there. First of all, why the fuck is this trainer a female? Didn't that, not to offend anybody, but didn't that send off some alarm bells? I would never have a female trainer. I don't think I could handle that.
You couldn't handle it. You don't think you'd be able to control yourself in that situation?
Yeah, man. Like, sometimes, in bench pressing, something squeaks out of you, I don't want to do that around a woman, you know what I mean?
Maybe she's just like a massage therapist or... like she's helping him with stretches and stuff.
Man, this guy is fucking like 200 pounds of muscle. What's she massaging, bro? How deep is that tissue work really gonna be?
There's so many jokes that just came into my head there.
Please, this is what we're about. Let's bring off your top three.
All right, I bet there's more than... Okay, I'll watch that one. But I bet I can think of one prime muscle that she's massaging that doesn't weigh 200 pounds. There's one.
Okay.
Two is either she's stretching him out or he's stretching her out.
Oh, okay.
And
he did give her some back shots. Superman. That's what she says.
He jizzed on her back?
Yeah, he jizzed on her back. And then he threw a towel over it to make sure it would stick.
Are you joking?
Yeah, I'm joking. I wasn't there, but when in Rome.
I just visualized Stephen A. Smith reporting this in detail.
Yeah.
And stuck a towel.
And then Soulja Boy going on Breakfast Club and being like, yo, people are taking my shit. People are out here Superman and hoes. I was doing that 10 years ago.
Who had a better year than me? Not Antonio Brown.
Not
Bow Wow.
No. I gave Drizzy his flow.
Hilarious. Okay, so we got NFL Week 1 in the books.
Right.
Is there any team that surprised you? Any team that you're kind of disappointed in?
Extremely disappointed in the Cleveland Browns. I can't say that, I didn't see it. Let's see how the rest of the season plays out. They look like shit. Fuck Antonio Brown. Fuck Baker Mayfield and his mustache, even though it's sexy as hell. Fuck Jarvis Landry. Fuck Nick Chubb. Fuck all of them.
How could you not see that coming with Cleveland? It's like a disaster waiting to happen.
Too many drama queens. You see Odell, he was wearing a $350,000 watch on his wrist during the game. And then he has the audacity to say if somebody was wearing a $20 watch, no one would say something. It's just because he's Odell. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so it's all about semantics, right?
Yeah. About, he probably got the watch for free from the watch company.
Right.
To promote it.
Yeah.
And all this shit. Man, fucking Odell Beckham.
Anything to sell shoes, bro?
Anything to sell shoes. Anything to get those likes and follows up. And don't forget to subscribe. DeLionsDen podcast, No. I know you know.
So I was gonna say, this reminds me of Nas, right? When he was saying that hip hop is dead, that everything sounds the same, commercialize the game. reminiscing when it wasn't all business.
Yeah.
You have Antonio Brown doing this in one team, and you got Odell doing it on another.
Yeah.
And so many argue that these football players are just trying to get their brands up. A lot of basketball players are being criticized.
You know what? I can't hate on these guys because they've been exploited their whole fucking lives, right? They go to college. You know, people pack the stands to watch them play, and they don't get nothing out of it. There's video games with their images in them, they don't get nothing out of it. And there's jersey sales in college, and they get nothing out of it.
100.
So, like, you know, and even NFL players, man, their careers are shorter than everybody else's, and they make a lot less than other, you know, professional athletes, and they put their bodies on the line.
For sure.
So get that paper anywhere you can, right?
No arguments there. I think the media gets to portray them any way they want to, and they probably are in the pockets of...
Oh, the media loves it, bro. They got something to talk about.
Right.
Like, all these people out here pointing the finger saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. They're the ones who are sensationalizing all this bullshit, you know what I mean?
That's fair enough.
You know? And I think Chappelle and recently my main man, what's his name, just released that special. Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Paper Tiger.
Yeah, Paper Tiger. Hell of a great special, man. I actually preferred it over the Chappelle. I don't know.
I kind of liked it too, man.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it again, though.
I like that angry, shouting white man, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Over that cool, you know, punchline-y, you know, black boy from Ohio. I don't know, I prefer Bill Burr. I think he did a better job. I think they both have the same type of message, though.
100%.
That everybody's just too fucking sensitive these days.
Yeah, they're definitely fighting for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, right?
Yeah. No, but I get it, though. Sometimes when I'm pissed off, first place I turn to take my anger out is the comment section on Instagram. You know what I mean?
100%.
So, like...
What's more... Because you get instant responses from it, too, right?
A little pupper, you know, on some person that you don't even know. No repercussions on it. You block them.
It's almost
You know what I
safer
mean?
that way, too,
Yeah,
but
it
you
is.
get it all out.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, bro. It's
that
the
poison
wild, wild west out there, you know? People can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. It's like...
So you like Bill Burr's special over Dave Chappelle's, eh?
I do. I prefer it first class. Let me marinate on them. Let me watch them both a couple more times. But
Yeah.
I definitely thought Bill Burr was a little bit funnier in this one.
It's way too soon for me to even talk about the Bill Burr special because
Right.
I was like halfway through a nap watching it,
Right.
so I gotta give it another go
A
too.
little bit groggy, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on what you listen to, what you want to listen to a couple of years later. There's certain specials that come to mind where it doesn't matter what day it is, I can throw it on and it's probably like 4 or 5 years old. It's still relevant. You know what I mean? You still want to listen to it. You still want to watch it.
Yeah.
So are there any comedians that come to mind that for you have like stood the test of time, excluding Dave Chappelle, excluding?
Oh fuck! I was just about to say Dave Chappelle because funny enough, I had some little cousins over. They're about over 10 years younger than me.
Okay.
And they came from the States, came to visit.
Yep.
And we were just at that club, you know, shooting the shit. We had a few drinks, yada yada yada. And my little cousin tells me that, you know, you putting me on to Chappelle show when I was only 12 years old
Oh, wow.
changed the course
That's
of
awesome.
my entire life.
That's amazing.
He goes, if I didn't see that, he goes, I would have been this proper little boy.
Oh, shit.
When I went to school, he still did all these things, right?
Yeah.
But he goes, my life would have been just like PG lenses, you know, all the time.
That's amazing.
Right? So, you know, sorry to his parents for, you know, putting him onto that, but, you know, big ups to him for, you know, opening up his mind a little bit, thinking about the world differently, right?
Is he like a fuck up, or would you say he's fairly?
No, he is. He's like 25 years old. This guy's caking it. He's doing his thing. He's well educated. He's married. The whole night. He still went on that path.
Right.
But he just started to see that. He said he started to see the world very, very differently after he watching Chappelle's show.
So what if you, in turn, just made him a better person? You made him.
Oh fuck, bro! Any person I've ever met has made him a better person, whether they know it or not, right?
I like it.
Yeah.
Instead of him being naive to, you know, certain things in our culture,
Yeah, like
society.
he grew up in that, you know, every siddha like straight and narrow for those people who don't know Punjabi, but like he grew up in that kind of life.
For sure.
And I think I threw a little mud on him, a little dirt on him, and he enjoyed it. He relished it.
But that's how you learn, bro.
And then he said that, funny enough, that me letting him watch that shit when nobody else in the world would let him watch that shit is the thing that he respected about me the most, and that was his fondest memory of me.
I like it.
Growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I try to be that type of like, I guess, presence in my family's lives, my younger cousins.
Yeah.
Where not to make them naive or not to exclude them from like.
It's fun being the black sheep, bro. It's fun being that guy, you know what I mean? But yeah, other people I would say withstood the test of time. Definitely Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's
I'm kind of looking forward to what he's going to be releasing on Netflix in the near future.
for sure.
Chris Rock, definitely a legend in the
100.
game. You know what? Unpopular opinion. I love Louis C.K. I fucking love Louis C.K.
I haven't listened to enough of him, to be honest. I got to get more into him. I got to give him more time.
Well, no, he's good. He's good. He gives you that, you know, middle age, you know, suburban, you know, take on life. You know what I mean? So
That dad life.
That dad life. You know.
He kind of reminds me of Jim Gaffigan. I don't know if you listen to Jim Gaffigan.
No, I don't listen to Jim Gaffigan.
He makes me. I die laughing because he talks so much about food, and so much of his, like, clearly his day just revolves around food and food related topics. That when you listen to him, like, yo, this guy clearly thought about this for like hours, and it's something as simple as like a donut.
Yeah.
But just the way he talks about it, you'll die laughing, man. Patrice O'Neal.
Don't know.
Oh my god, bro.
I probably do know, but I don't know. I'm not good with names.
R.I.P. Patrice O'Neal unfortunately passed away, but came up with Bill Burr. The two of them are kind of like...
Okay, so then most likely I do know him, I just don't know the name, right?
If you hear his voice, you hear some of his stand-up, you will laugh your ass off. If you guys haven't listened to it or watched it, Elephant in the Room is his special. It's on, I think it's on YouTube. Highly recommend it.
Everything's on YouTube.
It'll be a Chappelle-like... experience for you.
Oh, for real, eh?
Oh man, no filter, he's fucking hilarious.
And then sometimes Key and Peele were good.
Key and Peele, alright?
Yeah, they were like the
show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like the B version of like Chappelle Show, you know what I mean?
Yeah, B-side.
Yeah, the B side, you know what I mean? Not something that I would go to directly, but you know.
The deep cuts.
Speaking of funny, I don't know if you've ever watched Rick and Morty. Their season 4 is about to launch in November. Fucking hilarious cartoon. If you hadn't had a chance to check it out. And the other one I would recommend, Big Mouth on Netflix.
I love Big Mouth.
I cannot tell you. That shit will make you uncomfortable and make you laugh so much.
Oh man, I'm sitting on the couch just laughing my ass off watching it. My wife's in the other room and she'll keep like peeking in like, what the fuck are you watching?
Yeah.
What are you listening to?
The subject matter, for those who have no idea what Big Mouth is all about, it deals with puberty. In a cartoon sense, because I don't know how I feel about young child actors performing that script.
Yeah, 100%.
But it is fucking hilarious. A lot of the shit that we went through growing up that we had nobody to talk to about. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's a crazy topic, man.
Yeah, it is.
Not to expose too much of the show, but yeah, they're talking about everything. It's pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, wet cream's the whole nine, you know what I mean?
The horny monster?
The hormone monster.
The hormone monster.
He is the single greatest character on Netflix. Original television.
I haven't seen Rick and Morty. I gotta get into that. I hear good things. A lot of people talk about it.
I like it more than Big Mouth.
Oh wow.
I like it a lot more than Big Mouth.
Similar type of comedy, like
no, that totally different. Yeah, it's raunchy. It's in your face, but it's definitely they don't deal with puberty very much.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Do they deal with? Isn't it based on Back to the Future? Is that
kind of like loosely? Yeah, it is.
Those two characters are kind of supposed to.
Yeah,
be, right?
it's kind of like that, but like it's like the R-rated version of them. You know what I mean?
Fantastic.
Right. So it's good shit, man. Check it out. I know I should be telling you to read books and shit like that, but sometimes you need to unwind and relax and put on something funny at the end of the day, right?
Hey man, only read books if you want to read books. I was actually having a discussion with this with a friend of mine. Shout out to Guy. What up, homeboy? He said he could never focus on school books or anything like that, like his class, his reading material, until he started reading about sports. And this guy's one of those guys that like
subject matter, right?
Well, yeah, you have to be interested
in what you're reading about, right?
For sure. So I could literally just mention something random, like I don't know. I'll mention some random golfer. This guy's got stats. This guy knows.
Oh fuck, he knows everything about it.
He's that type of guy. He plays like I think he was saying he plays every sport fantasy twice. He's in a league where it's like a group of guys. And they play every single fantasy.
How much time does this guy have?
That's what I was asking. Like, bro, this is like an obsession with if you're spending that much time.
Bro, I'm waking up at 4:45 on Wednesday mornings to check the waiver wire on the NFL. What claims went through, what didn't go through. Normally, I would never wake up before 8 o'clock. You know, but I have my alarm set for 4:45. I quickly check the waivers, see what's left over, make my moves, and I go back to sleep.
But again, it's interesting. This is exciting for you. This is interesting to you.
I want to dominate. I'm bragging rights.
And this is your hypothetical team, and that excites you. Like,
that it fucking gets me going.
There's those like career mode or coach mode in Madden. Remember those where you get to like?
Yo, I spent a lot of time.
Of course. So
summers staying up all night.
This is what you're interested
seasons,
in.
right? Yeah.
This is clearly a passion of yours. This is something you're interested in. So why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
I just wish that we could nurture our interests a little bit better. You know what I mean? Because like your cousin, right? If he's doing, or your buddy, if he's doing 2 teams each sport, and he knows the stats, he's reading all these things.
Right.
If he were to apply that energy into, like, say, the stock market, or to the real estate market, or to anything that could make him, even even with the amount of reading you're telling me he's done, he could probably turn it into a profit.
100%.
I think he should do it. I think you should get him on there.
That's the thing, though. That's like with anything. But again, if it starts becoming about profits and it starts becoming about something that he doesn't care about, would he take that same interest?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this though, just for him, if he's listening, I follow a shit ton of fantasy football accounts on IG, on Twitter, and these guys turn a profit. Yeah. They make money promoting other products. They make money wearing certain T-shirts and things like that. Sure. So if he's got the knowledge and he's successful at it, then why not? Think about it.
Fair enough.
Right?
Yeah, I'll definitely mention this to my man.
Yeah.
So you're saying basically, I mean, we've talked about this before, but finding your passion, but not being so naive that, you your dream job is going to be your the job that you can have from the start. Like
No, man.
You can't like walk out of high school at the age.
The idea that you're gonna just have one job in your life nowadays is just a fuck. It's a gone concept.
Right.
Fuck all that shit. You're gonna work at a lot of different places, doing a lot of different things. Because face it, you know, the society we live in, if you don't like something, we fucking ghost it, right? So if, once you get sick of a job, you ghost that job, right? You switch it up. So like, you know, why not? Stay in your lane is a concept that is dead and gone, right? Just get in as many lanes as you can.
We were kind of sold that dream about like, you know, go to school, do this, point A to point B, B to C. Eventually you'll get to Z, and Z is your end all, be all career.
I'll tell you one thing. The worst thing that I ever did was probably go to school. Post-secondary.
Post-secondary?
That's probably, in hindsight, looking back at it from my age now, it was the worst allocation of money that I have ever partaken in my entire life.
Okay. So I'll argue this. I'll play a little devil's advocate. So if you didn't go to your post-secondary, post-dicadary, what?
Post-dicadary, yeah, you could call it that.
A little Freudian slip.
Yeah.
If you didn't go to a post-secondary school,
okay,
education or whatever you want to call it, if you didn't go to college or university after high school, you gotta also think about the type of people that you are going to be spending your time with outside of your 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing. So if you don't go to school, you have to do something with your time.
You do,
right?
you do.
So let's say you find a 12 to 8 job. Okay, not the greatest hours, decent pay.
Fuck, I would love those hours, 12 to 8. That's
12 to 8.
Okay.
I'm just giving you a hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you're fresh out of school and you don't really have the most motivated of friends, and instead of using that time from 8 a.m. to noon, you're sleeping in.
Okay.
You're not eating the greatest because, you know, you just don't really feel like it, and plus, you know, it's your life, whatever. You go to work at 12, you get off at 8, perfect time, the boys are at the pub, right? Now, at that age, you have a little bit of money, you're old enough to drink. You might want to go meet up with guys that are old enough to drink. They might be a little bit older than you. They might have been set in their ways. They got their jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
They might be married with kids, and they're trying to get away from that.
They got those $30 hour, you know, factory jobs that don't exist anymore back in that day, right? Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So they may want to let loose, let off steam, and you become that guy that they get to hang out with and shoot the shit.
Right.
And, you know, we're going to meet up. We're going to have a good time, blah, 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 drinking, whatever. So you don't get home until, what, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning?
Right.
What time are you going to go to bed? What time are you going to wake up? Rinse, repeat. It's the same thing again. So if you went to bed at 2 a.m., you don't get up till 10, you're hungover, you feel like shit. No, hold on.
Yeah. I'm listening.
So that's one thing, right? What kind of lifestyle you gonna live? What kind of person would you have become?
Right.
What type of people would you have been hanging out with? Not to say that factory workers aren't good people, and not to say that, you know, the high school.
Yeah, you're talking about, you know, the guys that want to escape reality, right? That's what you're talking about, right?
Partially, but then I'm also saying like those few years are so crucial to your life as growing up and becoming a person.
But I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I went to school, and I drank like a fish.
So did I. Don't get me wrong. I probably picked up my alcoholic tendencies in university.
Right. So I partied like crazy.
Sorry, Mom.
I can honestly say there was a class at Sheridan College.
Yeah.
I had an exam the next day. And I fucking drank like a fish the night before.
Of course, that's what you're supposed to do in college, university, whatever. But at the end of the day, you still have this kind of like end of goal, end of purpose.
I think it depends on what kind of person you are. Okay, I'm a Virgo. It's Virgo season. Shout out to all the Virgos out there.
Okay.
I'm very, very selective with who I will chill with.
Okay.
If I don't like your energy for 1 second, in the first 5 minutes I meet you, I will never ever chill with you ever again.
That's a Virgo trait?
That's a Virgo trait, right? I won't hang with you, I won't chill with you. If I find that, you know, you're shady, or if that, you know, you don't have good qualities, quote unquote, air quotes, right? Then I probably won't fuck with you, right? In any sense of the word. Okay. The reason why I'm looking at it is I was in a group chat and we were just, you know, talking to the youngins about how good they have it with the, you know, e-transfers and all that stuff, and like you could take a picture of a check nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So we were talking about like how we had bank books and all that kind of stuff, right?
For sure.
And it got me thinking, and I'm kind of a little bit like a pack rat, a hoarder. I still have my bank books. So I went back and I referenced my bank books. I'm somebody who, the day I was eligible to get a job, when I was a young man, I went out and I got a job. And even when I was in high school, I was somebody who was working 30 to 40 hours a week. I would stack my weekends. I would work 14 hours on Saturday, 14 hours on Sunday. That's 28 hours right off the bat, and then I would sprinkle 12 hours throughout the week at McDonald's, right?
Fair enough.
So by the time I finished high school and I went to college, I bought my car myself. I paid for my insurance myself. I bought my books myself. I paid my tuition myself. I paid for all my gear myself, and I definitely spent all my own money at the club.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we're talking about what you're talking about, like, you know, what kind of lifestyle you're gonna have. At that time, you could buy an 800 square foot condo in the city that we live in for about 100 grand, and they just went up at that time. I had enough money over the accumulation of my high school years to buy 2.
Okay.
And I had set myself up with a security job that I was going to work during school that paid $15 an hour.
Which is a lot of money.
A lot of money in the early 2000s to make $15 an hour, right?
100%.
And I could have bought 2 of those, right?
Okay.
Those same condos are now worth $450,000 each.
Fair enough.
So that's almost $1 million right there. And it's pretty safe to say, since the early 2000s, I would have been close to paying them off. They would have been collecting me rent this whole time.
Yeah.
I would have been probably collecting about $2,500 a month off rent, $2,000. Let's just say on the conservative side.
Right.
Okay. I would have basically, if I had the right mentorship at that time, I would have set myself on a path where I could have had maybe $2,000 to $3,000 a month today in the year 2019.
Passive income.
Passive income. Plus what I was doing already.
Right. So that's kind of goes along with what I'm saying. Like, you have a better chance of meeting people that are thinking like that if you pursue your passion in post-secondary school. Not to say post-secondary school is crucial, but I'm saying you're gonna be around like-minded individuals.
I didn't talk to no dudes when I was in post-secondary.
Fair enough.
I only talked, once I got to college, the gloves were off. I only associated with females.
But women will definitely put like you in perspective. Like, they'll give you more perspective.
But I wasn't in that perspective to listen to their perspective.
That's
Do you
what's
understand
up.
what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Those 4 years after high school are so crucial because you're still developing this like adult like brain. High school is very sheltered,
Yeah.
and even post-secondary school is very sheltered. It's almost
Very,
like
very sheltered.
here's fucking 50K,
Yeah.
and oh, by the way, that's your debt for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But don't worry about that right now. Next 4 years, fucking have
Because
fun.
I didn't do much with my diploma. I'll tell you that much.
I don't think anyone really does. Okay,
Yeah.
so the second point was, what was it? So in order to really appreciate money, in order to really get perspective, the same perspective that you have now,
Right.
if you hadn't so-called wasted your money in post-secondary school, you wouldn't have this doubt or this regret that you're working off of now. Do you understand? what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you hadn't spent all that money and wasted it away, you might have wasted it somewhere else or whatever, but who knows if you would have that same perspective that you have now, where you're thinking about, I could have bought a house, I could have done this and that. You know what I mean? Like, everyone.
I just didn't think it was an option for me at that time. I wasn't aware to the fact that, you know, as a 19-year-old, you know, Punjabi male growing up, that, you know what, I could buy a house. I always thought that's something that you did when you finished school,
For
you
sure.
got married, and you were ready to set your life on that path, right?
100%. That's what I'm saying. That's the dream, or that's like that like little track that they sold us on, where it's like go to school A, B, C, and then at the end of your 4-year schooling, you'll get your job Z, and then bang, that's your life. Start it up and go, right?
Right.
That's the dream we were all sold, for sure.
I'm gonna just say to anybody who's young, who's impressionable right now, if you're not going into a field in school that's highly specialized, like you don't want to become a doctor, you don't want to become a plumber, an electrician, you don't want to become a lawyer, but then, you know what, unpopular opinion, but fuck school, go do something else.
Bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Let your parents be upset,
Yeah.
or feel the little temporary shame with
If
your
you're not gonna be
friends.
highly specialized,
Yeah.
fuck it. Like you're sitting here in front of me right now.
Yep.
If you went to school for, say, like something like you went to Sheridan College, you went into their photography or videography program or something, I think that would have benefited your life more today with editing and doing all this kind of stuff.
For sure.
Than what you might have done.
I hear you.
Right?
Yeah.
Your women's study courses that you did in Guelph or whatever.
Hey man, women's studies is important too. Sorry, mom. No, 100%. I agree with you in so many sense, but again, you can't put a value on experiences or life experiences or just these lessons.
I think I would have had those same experiences
You can't say that.
I would have ricocheted off the boys.
You gotta ricochet.
Whenever they were getting ready to go out to the club, I would have went out to the club with them.
That's fine.
Whatever groundwork they laid during the day with the girls, I would have been there to catch that ricochet.
Okay, so here's the other thing. Your boys come back from school. Some of them live out of town. Some
Right.
of them live.
Most of my boys went to Mac.
Some of them went to 15 minutes down the road,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whenever they come back, let's say it's the week they have exams. You're gonna be partying with each of them the days that they're done their exams. So you
Right.
become that guy that just hangs out with the boys instead of. Do you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you hang out with them on the days that they're hitting home runs, the day that they'll celebrate.
Exactly.
Right? Instead of being there, every single day.
But I feel like it would have given you a different perspective. At the age of 19, 20, you would think that's what life is, and then you would have been content at that semi successful level.
I'm gonna say I disagree with you, and I'm gonna say my knockout punch is this: our parents came here when they were 18, 19 years old,
For sure.
and they worked
Right.
and they did their thing.
100%. But
Right.
their pursuit was survival,
Right.
and it was to expand. We don't necessarily pursue. We don't have to worry about.
Yeah, we don't have to
survival.
worry about survival. Yeah.
We don't even pursue so much success. We more so pursue happiness. what is my calling? What's gonna make me happy in life? Oh, I want to make sure I'm happy.
How many people out there actually know what their calling is? How many people are actually in touch with that shit?
You won't know unless you try different things and fuck up, make some mistakes. You know, you gotta feel that guilt. I'm telling you, not the guilt, whatever you're feeling, regret, whatever that is.
It's not regret. It's not nothing. It was just wow.
Yeah.
I was blind to this whole section of life at that time.
100%.
And I feel like if I had better mentorship, even if people that are currently in my family,
for sure,
that live overseas, if they were living in my same city, growing up with me, and I got some of that, whatever their thought process was at the time, I would have benefited greatly from it.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just saying that at that point in time, what my family and what society was saying was go to school, get a good job
mentality,
and just do what you got to do. Right?
100%. I mean, you talk about like entrepreneurship and like having that minority mindset.
Minority mindset. Shout out to Jaspreet Singh over there. Yeah,
killing it, bro.
Yeah.
Love his guy. He basically talks about that right there, that we're molded into this like job mind state, and that's what you're taught day in, day out. That's kind of what you're brought up on, and that's no disrespect to our parents. That's the mold or the criteria that they ran off of, right?
Yeah,
the template, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
But you and me are kind of thinking outside the box, like, okay, well, I can do this or I can do that. We're valuing our time.
I think the mindset is starting to change. You know what I mean?
100%.
With people like Lily Singh coming up. You see all these IG models on Instagram. They're all Punjabi girls. You know what I mean? Like 20 years ago,
right,
our girls would have never thought about doing stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
let alone let it know it was an option for them to get into the modeling or get into the comedy or get into something that was a pursuit, either than being a housewife or being a doctor. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Right?
The stigma is changing a little bit. There's not as many restrictions, and also people are learning that if you're super strict on your kids, like if you're super suppressing on them, the more strict you are, the chances are they're actually going to retaliate. There's still those hard-headed ones that still want to keep, drilling the kids and like using. It
goes by case basis. For me, tough love works for me.
Tough love is better for you?
Yeah, tough love is better for me.
You feel like too much love and compassion.
No, that's another Virgo trait. Don't, just you go stay over there. when I feel like it, I'm gonna come over, and that's that, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's jokes. So then, what you're saying about how females are able to, do the IG model thing.
Well, even boys now too, right?
No,
there's a couple of Jack Dissy dudes out there that are making a successful career out of IG. Like there's a guy out of Toronto, the Sardar guy, I am Sukhman Singh or something like that.
I'm not sure.
This guy, he's modeling fucking Adidas, Puma, this, that.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what that.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. And wearing a pug, big things, right?
I'll have to check that out. That's dope.
Yeah.
Maybe the other thing is that our parents, the generation the kids are coming up now, their parents went through the struggle and kind of realized, oh shit, there's some freedom over here.
Right.
We don't have to follow the old school rules and whatnot. So why wouldn't they let their kids kind of,
And you know what?
embrace?
All the Desis that are listening to this, all the Indian kids that are listening to this, leave a comment on the IG page and let us know if you agree or disagree, or how if your parents were more nurturing, if they were presenting alternative paths for you guys when you were growing up, right?
Or if you had to totally fight them on it and still pursue your goals.
Yeah, for sure. Especially those stories.
Yeah.
Where you had to go against the grain and you had to fight against what everybody was saying around you. We would love to hear that, right?
Those are usually the ones that actually make it because they're the ones who actually have something to fight for.
They got the guts, right? They got the moxie, right?
And there's no turning back.
This is some pretty damn good beer, man.
Dab on it.
Dab on it. Very German, man. Very German. Very German. It's got one can's got me kind of feeling nice right now.
They're dope. It's dope beer, bro. It just tastes very German, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first time we drank this together, he's like, "Oh, this tastes very German."
Fuck, I don't remember that shit, man. Getting old.
Nah, that was good times. That was
too many gray hairs.
That was at the end of a long shift when we had to just kill some time and shoot.
Off campus though, never at the job site,
Off campus. That's interesting you say that about school though. I used to think about that a lot too. I was like, fuck, I could have taken that money, the money I spent on the wedding, I could have taken that and I'd have a house by now. I'd have at least 2 houses.
Yeah, even weddings, bro. That shit is crazy.
It's nuts.
That is nuts. There is just so much pressure on society. And females, you might hate on me a little bit for saying this, but like you guys have to temper your expectations of being a princess for a day. It's not worth the $100K that you're spending.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take it down a notch.
Nothing wrong with that.
If you got it, flaunt it. But if you don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. No, 100%. So that's good. Society expectations, right? Like we're playing our lives according to what we think people want to see. When in reality, people don't give a fuck. Right? That's the Instagram world we live in too, where every picture is kind of.
Listen, outside of close family, I don't remember anybody's wedding.
Nobody gives a shit.
I don't. If we're friends and I came to your wedding, I probably don't remember your wedding reception. I'm sorry to tell you, unless it was very, very close family, right?
Right.
Unless a cousin, a sibling, whatever, right?
No doubt.
But everybody else, man, I don't remember shit.
then that market is ridiculous. The amount of markup and the shit that people
do this, so you didn't do that.
Again, it doesn't matter, right? I guess no. That's the other thing. I think me and you have that who gives a fuck gene a little bit. That's.
I think anybody who knows me will say that's my number one thing that comes across is I don't give a fuck.
But you shouldn't.
Yeah,
man. That's good. It'll save you in the long run for sure.
It burns a lot of bridges though. A lot of people can't take it.
Is that a bad thing though?
No, it's a good thing. It helps filter out the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Have you heard of Jordan Peterson?
I know of him. I've watched some of his YouTube videos.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I would ever put some money in his pocket by picking up one of his books and reading it.
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But I get his basic concepts though.
So I was watching one of his videos and he talks about like burning off the dead wood.
Okay.
And in doing that, sometimes you protect this the forest, or you can even like
for sure.
the entire forest from going down if you can kind of get rid of the dead wood.
I do think he's a closet racist though.
You think so?
Yeah, I do think so.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. He just gives me some of that white power vibe off of him. You know what I mean?
Like some superiority.
Yeah, like he's. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, like if you're someone who's walking around with a lot of anger, which I do think Jordan Peterson or Preston, whatever the fuck his name is, then you're not a trustable source.
He does seem pretty angry.
Yeah, I don't fuck with people who come with negative energy, and I feel like he comes with a lot of negative energy. You know what I mean? So. But I get where he's coming from. I don't think men are men anymore. I make a joke to my grandma all the time. If that our great grandfathers could see how we're acting now, they'd be rolling over in their graves. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But it comes with the territory.
Yeah. So there's really not much you can do about it because if you start acting a certain way, then society puts you in a box. So you kind of have to go with the flow, right?
And I think he's in that box. I think he's trying to fight his way out of that box. You know what I mean? He's trying to say no. What I'm saying is normal. It's not abnormal. It's not abnormal for me to think like this or act like this, and that men need to be men and boys need to do this and that. Blah blah blah. Some of the shit that he says is good.
I haven't heard anything like super negative come out of his mouth. I guess I see the anger part. I don't really notice the closet racist part. Maybe that's just you picking up on that because you sense his anger for one, or sometimes people that are super confident come off kind of asshole-ish, you know what I mean?
Right.
It happens to women all the time. A super confident woman gets labeled bitchy.
I love confident women, super
Nothing
confident.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
You should be confident.
Yeah.
Especially if you're good at what you do.
Yes.
Be confident.
Flex it. Use your God-given abilities.
Big time.
Use it.
Yeah.
If you're a cute chick who's got a great laugh, fucking use it.
Use it.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
If you're a dude with big muscles, wear the tightest sleeves that you can find, right?
Sure.
Use it, right?
Use it. I like it.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Use your gifts.
Use your gifts. God gave them to you.
That's sweet.
God only gives you one or two. You might as well flex on them, right?
That's the best feeling in the world when you kind of realize what you're, I wouldn't say calling, but when you start kind of utilizing your talents, you're not self-conscious about using them. You kind of like put them on the.
You know what? We always know what our talents are deep down inside. It's just that sometimes we're too scared to acknowledge them.
There's all that layers.
Yeah, there's like,
on top.
can I do this? Can I do that? Like even me, like when I first thought about this concept of sitting down in front of this microphone, it's like, yo, can I talk about some of this shit that I've been through in my life?
For sure.
Do I really want my little cousins to hear all this and all that kind of stuff and see me a little bit differently?
Yeah.
See the real man? But you know what? At the end of the day, fuck it.
Does it matter? A, does it really matter? Or B, maybe they'll even love you more for it.
Possibly.
Because they get another view of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just you coming from that, not old school, but like that school where it's like you gotta protect yourself.
No, I would say I'm old school. I would say I've definitely, I see both worlds. I see the old and I see the new.
100%.
And I would say that I definitely lean towards the old a little bit.
Because the new is like you just expose yourself all the way out. Like you just have your entire life out in the open.
I'm not really down with that, man.
I hear you. It's kind of weird, but it's like, yeah, every aspect of your life. And coming from a guy who's like vlogging and like doing all these YouTube videos and stuff. Like,
well, you can still do all that shit, right?
Filter it, right?
But nobody needs to know about like what's going on in your house and shit like that. You know what I mean? You can take a picture of you with your wifey out on vacation or something like that.
For sure.
But like the people that like go online and post the subliminals and all this kind of stuff. And the other thing is, I really feel like the more people post about their lives, the more unhappy they are with them.
100%.
I feel like that.
You can almost you can do research on that and realize it too, because it's the not couples but families or people in general that.
Well, even couples, like if you're posting pictures of your wife or your husband constantly, I'm gonna say 99% sure that you don't have a good relationship.
You're projecting your insecurity.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Does everyone else know that things aren't going well? Oh, let me do this.
Yeah,
this,
let me
this,
do
right?
keeping up with the Joneses type of thing, right?
100%.
Oh, they got a good relationship, now I gotta show that I got a good relationship.
And we tend to do that a lot. So a lot of people that feel like they're not, I think Gary Vee talks about this a lot. It's like we feel insecure about our success, so we'll go spend more money that we don't have to buy the clothes that we can't afford
Yeah, for
to feel like we're a part of this like level.
Yeah.
Not realizing nobody's really part of it. Everyone's fronting. Everyone's just fronting.
Everybody. Yeah. Well, there's like a 1% out there. They got it.
Yeah.
But nobody. I know people who make like 500 grand a year. They ain't got shit in their bank account.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because they're living at that level.
I know people who make $50,000 a year and they fucking save 20 grand a year.
That's dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it all depends, right?
It's called, I've heard of lifestyle creep. I think the guy from Minority Mindset, what's his name again?
Jaspreet.
He was
Jaspreet.
He was mentioning that the lifestyle crawl. So let's say you were making $35,000 a year, you get a raise, it goes up to 50.
Yeah.
So you're making $15,000 more, but to celebrate, you buy. You gotta feel good, right? Oh, I got this promotion. I feel good about myself. I'm not driving this fucking Toyota anymore. I'm gonna go get me a Beamer. So you buy a Beamer that's $30,000.
Yeah, yeah.
So did you really make $15,000 more at the end of the year, or did you lose $15,000?
You lost it. You lost it.
And then it goes like that step by step. So I can't fucking watch this TV anymore. It works perfectly fine. But you know what? I'm making good money now. I can make the monthly payments on my credit card. I'm gonna go get that bigger TV. It's that lifestyle.
My general rule in life is for smaller items, if you can't buy 5 of them, don't buy 1 of them.
Oh, you go 5?
Yeah. And my general rule for bigger items is if you can't buy 2 of them, don't buy 1 of them. Right?
Oh, bigger items.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
So like if we're talking about a car, like obviously I'm never gonna be able to buy. Well, I might be able to one day, but I'm not gonna be able to buy 5 Beamers. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But you know, if I could buy 2 of them, yeah, I'll buy 1 of them, right? But like if we're talking about something small, like say a Seek Gains, you know, sweatshirt. If I can afford to buy 5 of them, then I'm definitely gonna buy 1 of them.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna adopt that. I always did if I can't buy 2, I shouldn't buy 1.
No, you gotta have your tiers.
I'm out here buying my 6 packs of fucking Polo Ralph Lauren socks like it's nothing.
No.
For no goddamn reason.
Well, maybe the ankle socks for the summertime. You gotta buy some of that fancy.
You know?
Ones. Yeah.
Socks and slides.
Socks and slides. Fuck.
Legit, I got these all whites that they only come out for the slides.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah, all white Ralph Lauren ankle.
No, I let the toes hang out, bro. The uncut toenails and shit. The little hair on the toenail. You know?
My dad always roasts me. He's like, hey, ho. Like, what's up, Dad? Look at your feet. Look at your feet. That's all he says.
Yeah?
Look at your feet. Like, oh, damn, man. Basically.
Underneath the socks, are they pretty ashy or what?
No, I'm straight.
You're straight? You're good?
I'm heavy
you
on the
take care of
lotion.
yourself?
There's lotion in every single room. Don't ask me why. Sorry, Mom.
A lot of happy tissues in this house. Hey, wait. But anyways.
It's that hamstring.
Wait, if we're talking about moisturizing,
yes.
I'm going to tell you, Desis out there, you Indians out there that are listening, that may not know about this.
Ooh, this guy's been here before.
Shea butter.
Yeah.
African shea butter.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck any moisturizer that you can buy over the counter at Shoppers Drug Mart, any of that fancy shit that you're picking up at Sephora or the Bay. Go to a naturopath store, a health food store, and buy yourself some genuine African shea butter. That is the best fucking moisturizer out there.
Damn.
I deal with minor flare-ups of eczema sometimes.
Okay.
And nothing, even out of doctor prescribed items, takes care of it like shea butter takes care of it.
I like this. We're hitting on everything. We're hitting on sports. We're hitting on like financial matters. Now we're talking about beauty and
healthcare. You know what? This is a holistic show. You know, we gotta talk about everything. You know what I mean?
This is one hell of a podcast.
One hell of a podcast.
There's like a 14-year-old kid at home just like eating popcorn. Like, damn, they just covered everything.
He's like, yo, shea butter, eh? Shit.
How expensive is shea butter?
What I usually buy lasts me about like 3 months and it costs about $15. Pretty fucking good deal. Because shea butter, you only need a very minute amount.
It's like a
put on your skin.
It's like a thick putty almost, right?
It's
butter.
It's like a butter. It's like definitely like a butter.
I've gotten like the shea butter, cocoa butter like mixes.
No, you gotta go like there's a company that's out of Toronto. These guys source. I've talked to these guys. They source everything from Ghana in Africa. The guy flies down there. He spends so much time formulating this shit. It's called Mama's Life, and it's available all over the GTA. I've tried a lot of them, and that's the one that works the best.
I like it.
And the best thing about it is that there's people in small villages, these women, that have no other opportunities except for making this shea butter, that are working for him, and they're getting a good rate out of it. They're getting a good weight. So it's just like a great story all around, like how you're trying to do with the Sick Gains, right? Where you're donating whatever profit that comes off for the betterment of society. He may not be donating all of it, but he's definitely, there's some residuals. There's some ricochet. There's some ricochet profit. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Fair trade.
Yeah, fair trade.
That's cute. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would definitely say go and check it out.
It's interesting going to Toronto, meeting like these type of people. I feel like we got such a beautiful city so close to us, where we have opportunities to like meet so many different cultures.
Oh yeah.
It's almost. I was talking to a friend of mine at work, and she says that we're almost spoiled to have such a great city.
Toronto is like a gateway to the rest of the world.
It's amazing.
You want to do business in China, you can find somebody in Toronto. You want to do business in Ghana, Africa, you can find somebody in Toronto. You want to do business in the village in Punjab, you can find somebody in the Greater Toronto area that's gonna help you do that, right?
Like you went GTA.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, Brampton.
They may not be paying those Toronto prices.
Yeah, they're probably not paying $2,500 a month to rent a 400 square foot condo.
Fuck.
But they're definitely paying $2,500 a month to live in like a 3,000 square foot house, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean?
Shit is popping out there, bro. Brampton, I think, gets an unfair rap sometimes. Like, I know it's funny to make fun of Brampton, but what can't you get in Brampton, bro?
You get the best food in the world there.
It's fucking amazing. You can get a basement hair salon.
Yep.
You can get, so the wife is in the basement doing people's hair for like pennies on the dollar. You spend $300 on a haircut with ladies,
Yep.
$30.
Yep.
Yeah, cuts, highlights, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to do.
Upstairs, the guy's programming IPTVs.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And he get in a car accident all in 1 kilometer square block.
And grandma's out there fucking hemming people's pants and shit.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
we are hustlers. We are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
I feel like it's in us, man. It's just in our blood. Actually, it's like that's people everywhere. We just find ways to survive, and we find ways to. We're lucrative people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to do these things. I remember my grandma telling me that back in the 80s when the layoffs were happening, factories were closing down, there was a period in time where, you know, she was the one putting the grocery on the table by stitching people's hemming people's pants, you know, taking in people's girls' suits and stuff like that. It was on her because, you know, dad couldn't find a job, right? He was unmarried at that time.
Oh, shit.
So there was only him to earn that income in the house, but my grandma had to step up.
She
You do what you gotta do in this world, bro, to get... Everybody has a fair opportunity to survive in the Western world, I would say that, right?
In the Western world, for sure. Yeah, because we have a lot of our basics taken care of for us.
Right.
So we have some luxuries, and there's a little bit, not security, but I guess you can kind of be protected in certain aspects. You know, like our immediate danger isn't. We're not in that much danger as opposed to other places. You know
For sure.
It's not like bandits or like militias kind of.
Yeah, you're not gonna get
robbed out of your own house. And
Yeah, for sure.
You can't even physically get back into your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we do take a lot of our freedoms for granted. But I don't think we take them for granted. But I just think we just kind of forget them.
Yeah, they're in the back of our minds, right? We don't really want to think about that shit, right?
It's good shit though. We got some winter coming up. I love all the seasons in Toronto.
Yeah.
I love going through all of it, especially the fashion, fall fashion all day.
Fall fashion for men is the greatest thing in the world.
If you guys haven't already, please check out the Instagram page, Sick Gains Bro. We got hoodies, t-shirts, tanks. Also check out Bump Mar TV, the fitness channel. We're also selling DeLionsDen fitness clothing.
Nice.
T-shirts, tanks, hoodies, and pretty soon we're start doing some ball caps, fitteds, and snapbacks.
Right.
So be on the lookout for that.
And that fitness thing on a mainstream level in our culture is lacking. So you know what I mean? If you guys ever need any advice, need anything, don't talk to me. Talk to him. He's the one. He's got it on lock.
What do you mean mainstream? What do you mean by that?
I feel like, you know what? Not enough emphasis is put on your physical health in our culture. You know what I mean? Like our people just think that, you know, if you go to work and, you know, you work a physical job, that's good enough, right? That's exercise, right? But like I don't remember, you know, my dad being like, you know, Bajaka, you know, go for a bike ride or do this or do that.
For sure.
It was just more like, you know, you better be reading that book because, you know what I mean? You better be studying for that spelling test that you're gonna have the other day.
100%.
There wasn't enough emphasis on it.
Here's the end result.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put it in perspective, or from my perspective, what I'm hearing that. I'm working this shitty ass job, 8 to maybe even 12, if not 14 hours a day.
Right.
Brutal physical labor.
Right.
And I'm hearing about these other jobs that are in the offices, you know, office job. We heard this growing up, get a good office job, right? Yeah. You don't, and you're thinking, why you're fucking busting your ass at work and you're coming home exhausted. You see your kid fucking watching TV instead of doing his homework. You're like, yo, put that shit down.
Yeah, how many Fantas have you drank today, son? That's what I want to know.
And go study and go get yourself a better job than what the fuck I'm doing right now. Right? So that's where that emphasis comes on. Go fucking study for your studying test, or focus on your school, because that's their mindset of getting out of whatever they're in, right? But for sure, that's one of my biggest goals in doing all this. Like, for one thing, I want the Hardip's comedy to be about not only getting you to laugh, but I want you to go show your mom this.
Yeah, for
sure.
I
want to be a little more family friendly, where it's like, yo, look what the fuck he's doing. Isn't that so true? Haha. The mom's like, oh shit, that's jokes. And then kind of convert that into the fitness channel as well. Speak a little more Punjabi.
Lifestyle, bro.
You know lifestyle. I mean? So the parents are like, oh shit, okay. Or even teaching the youth about, okay, this is how you kind of make better lifestyle choices in terms of your diet and exercise. But also get your family involved. Get your mom involved. Get your BB Bumba involved. If they're home, you see them laying on the couch all day, not doing much.
Not to brag, yo, my BB is the healthiest BB I've ever come across.
For sure.
And the only reason she is that way is because she's moving 24 hours a day. Right. You know, from the moment she gets up in the morning to the moment she takes a break, she watches TV for an hour here and there, but she definitely sets up her life in blocks. okay, I'm going to sit for this amount of time, then I'm going to stand for that amount of time. I'm going to do this over here, but I'm going to make sure I do that over there.
Bomb.
And I find that, you know what, the problem we have is like a lot of older people in our community, they don't have any hobbies. You know what I mean? And working out, whether it's going for a walk every day, going to the gym, whether it's playing volleyball, whether it's picking up golf, basketball, whatever it might be.
For sure.
It's lifestyle, but it's definitely going to help you live a better life going forward. Exactly. And I'm someone who's guilty of, you know, not putting it at the forefront. But I feel like there's a lot of people that are in our community in the same boat as I. And we need more people like you to come out, kind of encourage us to, you know, live a little bit better, right? Live a bit longer, right?
The beauty is that you can do things that are fun for you, right? Like the whole point is to like set up your lifestyle in a way where it's enjoyable for you. If you're dreading something the entire day, like I wake up at 8 a.m. and like I know I gotta be at the gym for 10, but I'm like, oh fuck that shit, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to go. I'm only gonna go for 2-3 days, and then that day when I sleep in, it's gonna feel the best in the world. But if I actually like enjoy going for a walk, you know what? I go for this nice long walk. I might get a coffee at the end of it, and I come back. It's a nice day, and I feel good about it. I like going outside. I get that fresh air. I'm seeing like nature, or I'm meeting my neighbors. Like you're doing things that you're attracted to, right?
Oh, dude, like have you ever gone a day without leaving your house?
Oh yeah.
And the next day you feel like shit, right?
For sure.
Right. So like, you know,
I'm kind of weird. I go into caveman mode sometimes.
Sometimes,
I like to be like a span of maybe 3 or 4 days where I'm in the dungeon by myself.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Lights off.
Oh man, if I stay in the house too long, I get depressed.
No, don't get me wrong. That could be the depression, or it could be me fighting off the depression. I don't know.
I know.
But for me, it's like I just go in this zone where I'm just doing other things. I'll be working on stuff, or I'll be coming up with ideas, or I'm working on something else. I get like almost what's the word? I get obsessed with a certain idea, and I'll just be working on that for a long time. I wouldn't say 3 days in a row, maybe like a day and a half or something, where
for sure
time will pass. I don't know what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
But no, for sure, if you don't get that fresh air, like your BB's making a routine, she has that structure, she has a purpose to her.
Gardening, man, gardening is her life, right?
You gotta keep it moving.
Yeah,
right?
she's outside, right? And that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, if you're young and you're looking at your parents and you're not getting any guidance from them on, like, you know, how to do this and how to do that, then there are other resources, whether it be your older cousins, your older siblings, whether it be just some random guy on IG. You know what I mean? Feel free to reach out, because
100%.
Everybody will tell you that, you know what, it's a short life, but no, it's a long life if you look at it day by day. And you want to win every single fucking day moving forward. And the way to do that is, 1, start up here, and 2, is to start with your body, right?
I like that.
So and then that's what we're trying to do out here, right?
That's huge. Yeah. So the biggest reason your BB is successful in those things that she wants to do is because of the discipline, right?
Yeah.
And that comes from having that mental strength. That
First thing she does, she meditates in the morning. We call it bot, but it is meditation, right?
It's beautiful.
Right, and then she will make sure she gets out there, goes for a walk, she gets that fresh air. And, you know, I'm the one who takes her to her doctor's appointments, and, like, her doctor is like, yo, listen, majority of my 50-year-old patients don't have knees that are as good as yours. And she's 86 years old, man.
Yeah. Is she sitting Jonkuri Marke, like, across?
No, I rarely see her doing that. Okay. I rarely see her do it. But you know what? She is really into, like, she's a taller woman, so she wants to sit based on her height. Do you know what I mean? Some people that, you know, I didn't know this before, but like if you're taller and you're sitting on a shorter seat, it's not good for your knees.
Yeah, it's like a weird angle.
Yeah. So, you know, things to keep out for, right? You
Interesting.
Know what I mean? Yeah.
So do you find her sitting on like a kitchen chair?
Man, it's rare that you see her sitting, man. The only time I ever see her sitting is when she's eating dinner or eating a meal.
That's dope.
Or if she's watching TV, you know, the news at 3 o'clock, her favorite dramas at 9 p.m. You know what I mean? You know, those Desi dramas, you know what I mean?
I can't stand them.
PTC, ATN, Sony Network, shout out to all of y'all. You're keeping her out of my business at 9 p.m. Thank you for that.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean?
You know it.
Yeah. If I'm leaving the house at 9 p.m. and she's in the zone watching her show, no questions asked. But if I leave at 8:53 and she's not watching the show, million fucking questions coming at me, right?
Where you going? Who's gonna be?
When you going back? You spending any money when you're out there?
That's sick. That's so true.
So shout outs to, you know, Indian Satellite, IPTV. Thank you.
Those friggin' commercials, man. Those shows drive me nuts.
And then like some of those, like the Pakistani ones with the whenever there's a dramatic moment, there's like a cat in the background going. Meow. Have you ever seen those ones?
No, I'm off it.
And then everybody's like looking at each other, then they're zooming into people's eyes and shit like that. I find that shit to be so fucking funny. And then, you know what? It carries over to the next day. Right? My grandma would be like, you know what? You gotta watch out there, man. You know, people will do you like this and like that. I'm like, no, man, that's TV, bro.
That's why I can't stand it, because I feel like it seeps into your brain, and then you're expecting expecting that shit.
All that negativity, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I'll take that negativity if I can freely leave my house at 9:30 p.m.
Fucking
You know what I mean?
hilarious.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so true though. If you get them, if you catch it just right and they're distracted enough, you're like, all right, deuces, I'm out. Like, all right, cool, bye, bye, bye.
Yeah.
I purposely stay away from it. I don't watch any of it. But when it comes time to do a parody, when I'm making fun of it, then I'll sit down for about a month.
Yo, trust me, man. Those things. They seep into you. There was this point in my life, maybe a year or two ago, where I was watching all these videos of like people standing up to police and shit like that.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm walking around, you know, a little bit extra, a little wide and shit, you know what I mean? And then one day, man, I saw this cop driving down the street and he was flashing his flashlight. Like, I don't know what he was flashing his flashlight at. And this is...
In the moving cars?
Yeah, and this is in Canada, right? And we kind of like pass each other, right? And he's got his window rolled down, and I've been watching these videos all week, right? I'm like, what the fuck you flashing that flashlight in my face for? He goes, you fucking moron, I'm trying to look for an address, I'm not flashing it at you.
Oh shit.
And I was just like, oh shit, better keep it moving, 10 and 2,
get the fuck out of there.
But I was walking, and he was like flashing it.
True.
And I was like,
you were ready, eh? You just wanted some.
I wanted some.
You wanted all the smoke.
I wanted everything, right? I'm like, you ain't got no fucking GPS in that car? You don't know where you're going? Flashing that flashlight in my face, right?
I'm looking for an address. We'll keep looking then.
Yeah, keep looking. I kept walking though. After I realized what I was doing, I was like, I don't want to.
Reality kicked in, eh? You're like, you know what? I just live around the corner. I'm gonna head over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna just head out, you know what I mean? But speaking of police, you want to hear something fucked up? I'm gonna tell you a story from my youth, right?
Okay.
So me and my brother, you know, we go for a little walk, right? I'm like, you know, remember, let's take a couple beers with us, right? And we'll be on our way, right? And he's like, no, let's just go for the walk. Fuck the beers, we'll have them when we get home. You know, my brother is very, shout out, he's the good angel on my shoulder, you know what I mean? I'm the bad angel on the shoulder, right? And
I'm just there, like, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Yeah, for sure.
No one told me it was a wing party, wasn't it? Everyone got their angel wings on.
This guy brings the nubs, you know what I mean?
I'm over here in my fit and you guys got fucking angel wings and horns. What the fuck?
So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and stuff, and we see these cops, right? And they're obviously looking for something, right? They're out of their cruiser. They got a German Shepherd with them.
You're on the sidewalk?
We're walking down the street, you know, walking on the sidewalk, right? Okay. So we're on the same side of the sidewalk as this, right?
Oh, shit.
So I go to my brother, I go, watch this. I go, let's cross the street. My brother's like, no. Let's not cross the street. Let's just keep going. Let's walk across them, right? I'm like, just to fuck with them. Let's just walk across the street, right? So we cross the street. What do the cops do? They're looking at us. They cross the street, so now they're back on the same side of the sidewalk. Yeah. So I grab my brother by his arm, I hook his arm, and I walk him back across the other side of the street. We do a little zigzag pattern, right?
I love this shit.
Yeah, I love this shit, right? I like testing the limits. You're never gonna know where the edge is unless you go and find it, right?
You know you live in Canada, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm gonna get my ass kicked, hopefully. So, anyways. So then the cops, they run up on us, they grab us, right? And they're like, yo, let's see some ID and shit like that. I'm like, why the fuck would I have to give you ID and stuff like that, right? I'm like, and the guy goes, you guys match the description of 2 suspects that are in the area right now, right?
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I go, what's the description, right? And he had the balls to just look me in the eye and goes, 2 non-white males. And I was like, really, officer, really? And I was like, so I could be 5'6" in Chinese, and my brother could be 6'9" and black, and we meet your fucking description, right?
2 non-white males.
2 non-white males. Just that's all he said, right? So, anyways, we talk, and I'm like, yo, I live around the corner. If you want to follow me to my house and watch me walk into my house, you can, right? But like, I'm just saying, like, just fuck with them a little bit sometimes, right? That's all I'm saying. Keep them on edge, right?
You could have caught him on a bad day, bro. His wife wasn't freaking cooking the right food, wasn't packing the lunch with the same love.
Well, I'm down to get a new closet for an ass kicking once in a while. If I make 50 to 100 grand off the police for that, I'm gonna take that.
That's all it takes, 50 grand?
50 grand to take a whooping. I'm somebody who has gotten my ass kicked a couple of times.
By a cop?
No, but just in general. Right?
Okay, so you might as well get paid for it.
Yeah, might as well get paid for it, right? I think a lot of people are afraid to take a punch, but once you eat a couple, they don't hurt as much. It's not as big a deal, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Funny, I think I already told you this story, but I'll put it in the podcast. Playing basketball. Just talking about your story. So we're playing basketball, and there's like a little guy. He's got a little bit of a Napoleon complex, a little aggressive kind of guy, right?
Right.
And we're playing. Me and my buddy are cooking him. Like, we're shooting threes from like well beyond the arc. Like, it's bad, right? And
it's bad when you're shooting threes. Yeah, it's bad. Draymond Green over here shooting threes.
Don't do all that. Don't do all that. So then I could tell he's getting pissed because he was dominating the court with his buddy
Before you got there.
before we got there. So I guess he had that ego going, and he's finally good at something.
Alpha male type comp. Yeah.
He finally has this like.
He realized he was beta.
He had this self-worth, and I guess we were depleting that from him, so he kind of got aggressive, whatever. Right. And so he clearly reaches as a foul, but I don't call it. Yeah. I get past him, and then I use my body a lot. I'm a little bigger guy, not the fastest.
That's why I called you Draymond. Because you played that game, right?
Fair enough.
You played that game.
So I did a little bump, gave him a shoulder bump, and I went for a layup, but he like flopped.
Right.
In my head, you don't call charges on in pickup ball, you just don't.
Yeah.
But he wanted to call an offensive foul.
Okay.
And I'm laughing, like, bro, that's not a fucking foul. Give me the ball back.
Yeah.
As I'm walking away, he throws the ball at me.
Aye.
Right?
Aye.
I'm cool-headed. Like, I don't really give a fuck. Like, people like this don't bother me because it's like, bro, we're in a fucking gym, first of all, where I pay a monthly membership. And we're just playing pickup ball. I'm here for cardio.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
My buddy, however, is a little more hot-headed. He picks up the ball and fucking whips it at him, right? Ball misses him, hits the wall behind him, but once that
basketball to the face can hurt, man. It can hurt a lot.
My man can throw it too.
You can like damage your eye and shit, and all sorts of crazy things can happen.
I think he barely threw the ball. He kind of just like chucked the ball at me, but my man like whipped it, right? Okay. So if that hit, it would have hurt for sure.
Yeah.
But then you know it's off, right? So everyone squares up. Oof. So me and this guy square up, and then my boy and my other man, like the two friends square up, right? I see him swing, the friend of the aggressor, swings on my body, so I'm like, all right, they're actually throwing punches here. So I square up and I start walking towards my counterpart, whatever, right? This guy just throwing straight haymakers, missing.
Yeah, just over the head,
Just going for the knockout punch.
Donkey Kong punches, right?
Clearly doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I'm just blocking everything with the left hand. I'm just waiting for the time to get the counter right, right? Yeah. But then I have like an outer body experience, and like literally, like I felt my body like kind of like stand next to me. Like, what the fuck are you doing right now, bro?
Whoa.
Do you get paid for this shit?
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Legit. Like I was thinking to myself, like, who the fuck is this?
The adrenaline did something different to you, eh?
Wasn't even adrenaline. I was very rational throughout that whole thing.
You were calm, eh? Through the whole process.
Super calm.
Wow.
He was a lot smaller than me, bro. If I knock him out or if I put my weight on him or anything, I'm not that.
You teach him a lesson.
I should have, yeah. I don't have it in me though. I don't really want to get into that. I don't know. I'd rather I'm just like blocking it, and then he's trying to get me. And then the staff walks in, kind of breaks it up, and that's it. When the staff goes away, he goes back to barking.
I know what it was. You were thinking that you had already paid your monthly membership fee and you didn't want it to go to waste.
I wasn't trying to.
That's what you're thinking. Oh shit, there's 18 days left of this month? I don't want to get suspended from the gym. I already paid for this.
I was doing the math of the billing cycle?
Napoleon, it would have been on if it was at the end of the billing cycle. I'll tell you that much.
No, I got a sweet deal, bro. I paid a large sum down, so I got a lower monthly rate.
Okay.
It's calculated, bro.
Yeah. That's why you did throw little punches.
But what good does it do me to get into these fights with these random people?
And no, it doesn't, because you're gonna see the guy again in the gym, especially if it's in your community. You're gonna see him on the street. Last thing you want to do is an awkward fucking confrontation in a grocery store with this guy one day. You know what I mean? The freezer aisle or some shit.
I would never want to put my wife or my family in jeopardy.
No, for sure.
I don't need enemies in life, bro.
No.
The type of person I am, like I'm all about love and happiness. You know what I mean? Like I'm legit trying to spread that as much as I can.
Yeah.
No homo. Yeah. So I'm just, there's no need for that.
Oh, in this era, do we still need to say no homo?
No, I just thought it was funny. I was trying to get a punch. I was trying to get a laugh out of you.
You're trying to get a laugh out of me?
I was legit trying to get a laugh.
No, you calculating out your monthly billing cycle is what got the laugh out of me.
A couple of days later, I see him at the gym. He's standing at this one spot that's kind of towards the water fountain.
Right.
Finish a set, and in the back of my head, I'm like, all right, I gotta walk through him, kind of in front of him to get to the water fountain. Yeah. Or I can avoid him and go to the other water fountain. Right. If I avoid him now, I'm gonna be avoiding him the rest of my life.
Yes.
So whatever. If he swings again.
Whatever.
And I already know I can take him.
Right.
That's the other thing. There was no fear in this moment because. I'm not to sound cocky, but I'm a larger guy, and even if I get knocked out,
in that situation, you the money would have went on you, right? Is what you're saying, right? You would have been the odds-on favorite to win that fight, right?
Yes, definitely, 100%. Yeah. It's two different weight classes completely.
Right. Okay.
And not to say I have fighting history. Not to say I'm like a fighter, but I do know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Right? Like I can wrestle. I can decent boxing. I watch a lot of MMA, so I think I know what I'm talking about. I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh shit!
So that basically makes me a black belt in jiu-jitsu, bro.
There you go.
I'm playing. So I'm like, all right, either I walk by him and we resolve this now, or I'm hiding from him for the rest of my life. Or we're avoiding each other for the rest of our life, right? Walk right by him. Before I even get to the water fountain, he starts apologizing. Sorry, bro, lost my head, got a little upset.
That's cool, man.
Shook hands, kept it fucking moving.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want any ill feelings. Like, there's no ill feelings.
That's good, man, because the thing that I was going to say at the end of the story is I have a lot of respect for people that can get into a confrontation with you and then can keep it moving, either by saying, hey, listen, I'm sorry, or saying, hey, it's okay. You know, we had this moment, let's move on. It doesn't need to be for the rest of our lives or for the rest of this week. It happened, it's done.
Yeah.
And I respect you for that. And you know what? I respect Napoleon for that as well.
I respect Napoleon for that, yeah.
Because you know what? Just keep it moving. He knows that this is a shared space and that we're going to run into each other again and again.
We're going to see each other all the time.
Yeah, so fuck it. Yeah, shout outs to Napoleon. Good job.
There you go.
Yeah.
He won you over, right?
Yeah, he won me over with that. An apology will take you a long way in this world.
So the day before we had left, I made sure to squash it because I'm like, man, he kept barking at us. Even when the staff left, he started barking it up again.
Man, the staff left?
Because they asked what's going on.
They left a powder keg, man. They left a very explosive situation.
They didn't see anything they didn't see anything happening.
Okay.
So when they walked in, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Everyone said nothing.
Right.
And me and my buddy started walking out.
Everybody kept it real street. Hey, the code of the streets. Hey, hush, hush.
What are you supposed to say?
Hey, threw the basketball.
I have had a situation like that too. That's pretty funny.
Wow.
Where we were playing 4-on-4